Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's episode of Morte D'Arthur. Tonight, that great knight Sir Tristram will at last be freed from his prison and able once more to go running off into the world. And I am not going to have this saved for catch, I imagine, because I forgot to copy this stuff over. Periscope is now going to play up because I forgot to clear things properly, and I'm not going to get any comments. I won't be able to see anyone until... There we go. Now I can get you all. Hello! Hello Tanya, hello Danny, come in, and welcome to tonight's episode. Hello Karen, come in, sit yourselves down, he says. Hello Laura as well, come in. We are in for a good show tonight. That's Tristram, who's been locked up in a dungeon. Bless poor Tristram, bleeding out from all kinds of horrible wounds, is finally going to be revealed. So hello Laura. I hope that you're well. I hope you're all well on this very fine evening indeed. Certainly I'm feeling that. Oh, tomorrow is tail bashing. Well, tomorrow for tail bashing, hopefully I'll be completely cured of all ailments in the world and can throw my heart and soul into it. That you won't get the heart and soul in tonight. Tonight will be plenty of heart and soul in there, which will be good because that's why you guys turn up as well, isn't it? For all that good stuff, and I am looking forward to sharing it with you all. So we'll give it another minute, and then we will pour ourselves into tonight's tale for a very good tale indeed. It is. So yeah, it will be good. Last night didn't have nearly enough Sir Tristram in it. I decided there was. Mallory missed out on a trick there. He should have kept it on Sir Tristram. But he went off and looked at what else was happening in the realm. We had some King Mark stuff. We need the King Mark stuff to set up everything that comes later. So we can't complain about the King Mark stuff too much. But we'll get some good stuff from there. Now, without much further ado then, absolutely come for the heart and soul. That's what it's about. Well, the smiting is what it's about. We'll get a bit of both this evening, Danny. Don't you worry. Anyway, here we go for tonight's episode of Morte D'Arthur. We were telling the tale of Sir Tristram of Cornwall. Second best knight in all the realm after only Sir Lancelot. Sir Tristram, who, after he was wounded by Sir Lancelot at a tournament, left the field of battle to have quite a bit of a sulk, if we're being honest, didn't he? He didn't take that well at all. Ran off, had a bit of a sulk, and in so doing, he has been captured by Sir Dinas. Sir Dinas, who blames Tristram for the death of his own 3 sons at that same tournament. And so King Arthur has had his Knights of the Round Table scouring the realm in search of that good knight, Sir Tristram, but no one has been able to find him thus far. And so we join with Tristram tonight, captured in Sir Dinas' dungeon, still recovering from the wounds that were given to him by Sir Lancelot. He's accompanied in there by Sir Lucas, Sir Dinadan, and Sir Palomides. Sir Palomides being a knight who has hated Tristram for a long time now, after Palomides lost out to Tristram in a fight for the love of Queen Isolde. Now though, Palomides has at last got a touch of sympathy for Tristram as he lies there in his prison cell. Ladies and gents, let's get into tonight's tale. Now we speak of Sir Dinas, who kept Tristram prisoner. For Dinas had within the castle a lover, and she loved another knight better than him. And so, when Sir Dinas went out hunting, she slipped down by a towel and took with her 2 hunting dogs, and so went to the knight who she loved, and he went to her again. And when Sir Dinas came home and missed his paramour and his hunting dogs, then he was angry, for his hunting dogs had more so for his hunting dogs than for the lady. And so he rode after the knight that had his lover, and bade that knight to turn and joust against him. So the knight turned, and Dinas rode against that knight and smote him down, so that upon the fall he broke his leg and his arm. Then his lady and lover cried for Sir Dinas' mercy, and said that she would love him better than ever she did before. No, said Sir Dinas, I shall never trust them that had once betrayed me, and therefore, as you have begun, so end, for I will never meddle with you again. And so Sir Dinas departed, and took his hunting dogs with him, and so he rode to his castle. And now we'll turn to Sir Lancelot, who was heavy with grief that he heard no tidings of Sir Tristram. For all this while Tristram had been in prison with Sir Darras, Palomides, and Dinadan. And the Lady Bragwaine took her leave to go into Cornwall, and Sir Lancelot, Sir Kay, and Sir Gaheris rode to seek Tristram in the country of Sir Lees. And now we speak of the tale of Sir Tristram and his 2 fellows. For every day Sir Palomides brawled and said language against Sir Tristram. I marvel, said Sir Dinadan, that you, Sir Palomides, should be here with Sir Tristram, and would do him no harm. For a wolf and a sheep were together in a prison, the wolf would at least let the sheep be at peace. And know you well, said Sir Dinadan, that this same Sir Tristram had a word, and now we should do your best with him, and let me see if you can shift us with your hands. And then was Sir Palomides ashamed to have abused Sir Tristram so in prison. We've only just started, Rabbit. You are very welcome. I'm sorry you blew up the water kettle. That doesn't sound good at all. Sir Palomides then said, Sir Tristram, I have heard much of how you have done in battle against me, but I will not meddle with you at this time by my will, because I dread that the lord of this palace who has us in governance, and I dread him more than I do you, and so trouble should come soon. And knowing that, they kept themselves at peace. And right so came in a damsel who said, Knights, be of good cheer, for you are sure of your lives even, and that I heard say my lord Sir Darras. And then those 3 were all glad, for daily they believed that they would have died there. Then, soon after this, Tristram fell sick, and believed that he would have died, and Sir Dinadan wept to believe so, and so did Sir Palomides, and they made great sorrow. And so a damsel came in to them, and found them to be mourning. And she went to Sir Darras and told him how that mighty knight who bore the black shield was likely to die. That shall not be, said Sir Darras. For God defend, when knights come to me for succour, that I should suffer them to die within my prison. Therefore, said Sir Darras to the damsel, fetch that knight and his fellows before me. And then, anon, Sir Darras saw Sir Tristram brought before him, and he said, Sir Knight, I regret of your sickness, For you are called a full and noble knight, and so it seems by thee. And know you well that it shall never be said that Sir Dareth shall destroy a noble knight as you in nothing but a prison. However, you have slain 3 of my sons, and for that I am aggrieved. Now you shall go with your fellows, and take your harnesses and horses that have been fair and clean kept, and you shall go wherever you like, upon this promise, that you, knight, will promise me to be a good friend to my sons who now live, and that you will tell me your name. Sir, said he, my name is Sir Tristram de Lyon, and in Cornwall was I born, and nephew I am to King Mark. And as for the death of your sons, I might not do withal, for if they had been the next kin, that I might have not done otherwise. And if I had slain them by treason or treachery, then it would have been worthy for me to have died. All this I consider, said Sir Dareth, that all you did was because you were a knight and in a tournament, and that was the cause, and so I will not put you to death. And since you are Sir Tristram the good knight, I pray you heartily be my good friend unto my sons. Sir, said Sir Tristram, I promise you by the faith of my body that ever while I still live, I will do you service, for you have done to us but as a natural knight ought to do. Then Sir Tristram reposed himself there until he was amended of his sickness, and when he was big and strong they took their leave, and every knight took their horses and so departed, and rode together until they came to a crossway. Now, fellows, said Sir Tristram, here we will depart in sundry ways again, and by cause Sir Dinadan had the first adventure of those 3 knights. And this adventure we shall now tell. So, hello to the massive people watching right now. Welcome to my tellings of Morte D'Arthur. We do this every night on Twitter, halfway through tonight's tale, as Sir Tristram, second most noble knight in all the realm, has now been let free of prison. He was kept there by Sir Dinas when Sir Dinas found out that Tristram had slain his sons in a tournament by accident. Now Dinas has been kind enough to let him go free, understanding that this was by accident and asking Dinas to go and look out for him. And hello, Queen, hello! Thank you for the shares, everyone. Now that Tristram is freed, along with Sir Dinadan and Sir Palomides, will follow Sir Dinadan as he goes to discover his first, pardon me, adventure in freedom. So it was as Sir Dinadan rode by a well that he found a lady making great do. What ails you? Said Sir Dinadan. Sir Knight, said the lady, I am the woefullest lady of the world. For within these 5 days here came a knight who was called Sir Bruce sans Pité, and he slew my own brother. And ever since he has kept me at his own will, and of all the men in the world I hate him most. And therefore I require you of your knighthood to avenge me, for he will not tarry, and he will be here soon. Very well, let him come, said Sir Dinadan, and by cause of honour of all the women in the world, I will do my part to revenge you upon him. And with this came Sir Bruce, and when he saw a knight with his lady, he was well angry. And then he said, Sir Knight, keep yourself from me. But Dinadan stood his ground, and so they hurled together like thunder. And then did either one smite each other passingly sore in battle. But Sir Dinadan put him through the shoulder a grievous wound. And then ever did Sir Dinadan might turn himself to Sir Bruce, who was gone and had fled from the field of battle. Then the lady prayed for him to bring her to a castle that was only 4 miles from there. And Sir Dinadan brought her to the castle, and she was welcomed by the lord of that castle, who was her uncle. And so Sir Dinadan rode his way upon his adventure. And now we turn this tale to Sir Tristram, and tell of what adventure he came to at a castle where he asked lodging, and wherein was Queen Morgane le Fay. And so, when Sir Tristram was let into that castle, he had good cheer all night, and upon the morn, then he would have departed. But the Queen said, "You should know, you shall not depart lightly, for you are here as a prisoner," she said. Jesus defend! Thank you, Mike. I'm glad you're enjoying it, and the hair. Jesus defend, said Sir Tristram. For I was only but late a prisoner. Fair knight, said the Queen, you shall stay here with me until I know who you are and from whence you've come. And ever the Queen would set Sir Tristram on her own side, and her lover on the other. And ever Queen Morgane would behold Sir Tristram. And so the Queen's own lover was jealous, and in a will he was sudden to rush upon Sir Tristram with a sword, but he left it for shame. And then the Queen said to Sir Tristram, "Tell me your name, and I will allow you to depart whenever you will." "Upon that covenant I tell you my name is Sir Tristram de Lyon," he said. "Ah," said Morgane le Fay. "And if I'd known that, then you wouldn't have departed so soon as now you shall. But since I made a promise, I will hold with it, and I will agree that you will leave if you will promise to bear upon yourself a shield that I will give you. And if you take that shield to the castle of Hard Rock, where King Arthur has cried a great tournament, well, then I pray you will do so, and do for me such marvellous deeds of arms as you might do. For I've heard it said, Sir Tristram, that at the tournament at the Castle of Maidens you did marvellous deed of arms as ever any knight has ever done." "Madam," said Sir Tristram, "let me see that shield that I will bear." And then the shield was brought forth, and the field was gold, with a king and queen painted upon it, and the knight stood above them upon the king's head, and the other was upon the queen's. "Madam," said Sir Tristram, "this is a fair shield and a mighty one too, but of what significance is this king and queen and the knight who stands upon their heads?" "I shall tell you," said Morgane le Fay. "It signifies King Arthur and Queen Guinevere, and the knight who holds them both in bondage." "Who is that knight?" said Sir Tristram. "That shall you not know at this time," said the Queen. "But as the French book does say, Queen Morgane loved Sir Lancelot best, and ever was she desirous that he would love her, but he would do nothing at her request, and therefore she held many knights together to have taken him by strength, and by cause she knew that Sir Lancelot loved Queen Guinevere, and she held that against him, and therefore Queen Morgane le Fay had ordered that shield created to put Sir Lancelot to ill repute, and she hoped that when King Arthur saw that shield he might understand the love between Guinevere and Lancelot. And then Sir Tristram took that shield and promised to bear it at the tournament of the Castle of the Hard Rock. But Sir Tristram knew not that the shield was meant to embarrass Sir Lancelot, though he would know soon after. And here, ladies and gents, it's picture time tonight. Here is Morgane Le Fay, the witch, giving Sir Tristram that shield that might reveal the love between Guinevere and Lancelot. Oh, Morgane Le Fay, she has some treacherous plots that she hatches. We don't like that at all. Not nice, Black Rabbit. Cruel lady indeed. Anyway, we have had, by the way, I hope you guys all enjoyed that, by the way. But there have been questions as to what's happening over Christmas with regards to the readings. The good news is that season 9 ends officially on Friday. So on season 9, we will come to the last episode. So on Friday, we'll come to the last episode of season 9 with a cliffhanger. And I think that's a good time then to stop doing the Morte D'Arthur stuff and then pick it up again when we come back from Christmas break. So we'll pick it up in the new year. I think yes, we'll have 2 weeks off. After Friday, we'll have 2 weeks off, and we'll come back on the 4th of January to start season 10. Not a mid-season finale, it is season 9's finale. Season 9 will finish on Friday, and then we'll start season 10 on the 4th, Black Rabbit, which should be good. And thank you, Mike. I'm glad you're excited. Thank you for coming, and hello, Marcus, as well. I hope you guys did enjoy that. And if during the break, what I will do as well, over that 2 weeks, I will try and upload as many of the old episodes as possible on the website. Check the website, Rabbit. There's tons of episodes that you haven't watched. We've got all the old ones. My plan is to upload we've got, I think, season 7, season 8 and season 9 on the website. So what I'll do is I'll try and upload season 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 onto the website over the break as well. So I just chuck everything apart from season 1, which was before we were recording things, and we'll throw it all up onto the website over the break. So if you do want to catch up or watch some stuff, there will be content there. It just won't be live. But when we come back after Christmas, we'll start doing my live readings as well. Excellent! Everyone should have Periscope at this point, I think. We'll take a screenshot of my fantastically large hair, Rabbit, and if you can show her that, maybe that might change her mind. I mean, it's getting fairly longish now. God knows what it's going to look like after Christmas if I don't get it cut. We'll probably be sat with hair down to hair at that point, which would not be the worst thing in the world. So yes, all that's still to come, which is excellent stuff. To mustard. Then you want to mustard. What does mustard mean? Mustard mean I'm confused, Queen. I'm confused. I don't get the reference. I'm very, very confused. But hey, that's me. It's a Periscope thing. Fair enough. Anyway, I am going to come out this now and go and start up an episode of Poetry Live, ladies and gents. So thank you very much for coming. Thank you, Danny and Karen and Black Rabbit and Queen, for coming tonight. very close now to the end of this season. I'm going to go run off, switch this thing down, grab some poetry. I think I'm going to do some Seamus Heaney tonight. By the way, poetry at the moment is dictated. I should show you guys a picture of it. The Christmas tree is blocking the poetry shelves in the living room. So I can't get at my poetry collection. So I'm kind of stuck with whatever poetry I have to hand. So I'm going to grab some Heaney, which I've got on another shelf, run back upstairs, and I'll see you guys for some poetry live in a couple of minutes. Thank you so much for coming tonight.